What's up YouTube, this is Yoshi as usual. I'm Max bringing you more Let's Play Asagao Academy Normal Boots Club. Last time, we got Pro Jared's business card, which mine might be a little peeved about considering she probably wanted to get more than just his business card. Wink wink, nudge nudge. By the time I got through the milling students into the classroom, Mai was sitting at her desk, face down and completely still. I took my seat and twisted around to poke the dejected Mai-shaped heat. She didn't budge.
Hey!
Mai. I heard a muffled groan of despair.
I can't believe this.
I'm such a social disaster. We've all been there, girl. No, you're not. I tried to sound comforting, but I was never good at this sort of thing. Mai finally lifted her head from her desk. What's that? Or, what's that? She motioned to the business card that was still in my hand. I set it in front of her. Mai appraised it for a long minute with a blank face, as if I set a rare artifact in front of her that she didn't actually believe was real. Then her eyebrows pulled together. He gave you his number? Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, not really. He said I should call him if I want him to teach me how to model like him. It was embarrassing to even say, and the words felt awkward in my mouth. The moment I said them out loud, I wished I could grab them back and swallow them. Did they taste good? I expected Mai to give me a once-over before making an off-the-cuff comment about how I wasn't nearly pretty enough to be a model. But she didn't.
Yeah!
He, totally wants to get with you! Her tone was so matter-of-fact, I gaped.
What?
What? No, he doesn't. Why would you say that?
Bingo.
Okay, Hana, I've taken enough sex ed classes to know when a guy fully wants you, and Jared, fully wants you. Mortified, I snatched the business card back off her desk and shoved it into my jacket pocket, turning away. My cheeks felt like they were on fire. By now, the classroom was filled with students. They chattered amongst themselves, but the white noise of their conversations wasn't loud enough to drown Mai out. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see John and PBG seated in their desks at the back of the classroom. I'm talking serious grabby hands at the back of his dad's Camaro here. You're gonna make babies with Pro Jared, Hannah. Little, glittering Jared babies. I just kind of want to take a minute. Everybody just go ahead and soak in the text that is currently on screen. Just everybody soak that in, okay? You got it? Alright, okay. Alright, we're good. No, I'm not. You're totally crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. Miss Shizuka, like some kind of angel, cleared her throat at the front of the class. I exhaled gratefully and sunk down in my seat. Wow, Miss Shizuka, you provided a lot of dialogue there. When class finally ended, Mai and I headed for the cafeteria, the incident forgotten in our hurried attempt to explain Miss Shizuka's scandalous last relationship.
What a jerk!
Seriously, he spent all this time trying to choose between her and some dead chick who only liked him because he looked like her ex-boyfriend. Huh? Oh, okay. That sentence looked really weird for a moment. I mean, who does that? I feel like that's probably supposed to be a reference to some other game, but I don't get it. So feel free to comment down below saying I'm a plebeian and telling me what it is. We got our food and hesitated in the middle of the room, looking at the normal boots table. Neither of us wanted to go up and demand a seat, especially after wiggling our way in the day before. What if they changed their minds? But Satch, noticing us standing like lost lambs in the middle of the room, waved us over.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. That was class. Hey, girl. Oh, you know, normal. Boots! Satch nodded and turned away, having been in the middle of talking to Josh. That was awkward. Despite how familiarly he treated me, I still didn't know how to talk to him, or any of them. I looked across the table and locked eyes with PBG, who stared at me like I was a baby German shepherd. You...
Alright!
Cookies! I agree, Paul! I completely agree! Cookies for everyone!
What?
What? Yeah, no, you know. I know that feeling.
Oh, sick!
You brought us cookies! You're the best, Gerard! Paul sprang out of his chair and practically tackled Gerard.
Huh?
Whoa, calm down! There's more than enough cookies to go around! Gerard started passing the cookies around the table, but paused. Huh? You're back again? Dick? He looked at Mai and me. I tried to ignore the disappointment on his face. Well, here. He handed us each a cookie, then headed back across the cafeteria. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just like miscommunication right there. But seriously, if that's not what that is, dick. I stared at the small chocolate chips melting in the warm cookie. Did he not want us here? But he was so nice yesterday. I didn't even want to eat the cookie. Not if he was going to be as two-faced as that. Hey! Watch where you're walking next time! A sheepish Gerard stood next to a short, skinny boy who was holding his tray above his head. It sounded like he said, Mom. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful. Oh, you're from Normal Boots. Wait, you're the guy who plays with itty-bitty kitties, aren't you? The boy sneered. How the hell did you manage to get in with a group like that?
Huh?
Huh? They're my friends. Playing with those stupid dolls. You're an embarrassment. The kid's friends were hitting his shoulders, looking from Gerard to our table with panicked eyes.
I like what I like.
Yep. I'm just gonna go with that dialogue. Whatever. Sir, I hope you, trip and just fall into, a wood chipper, please. Preferably feet first, so that you're alive for as long as possible as it goes on. I'm not brutal, what are you talking about? Been taking lessons from Satch. The kid was led off by his friends. Gerard came back and sat down at the table. That was weird. Gerard sat down and began happily munching on his cookie, looking for all the world like he didn't even care about what just happened. I scanned the cafeteria for the boy who heckled him, and found him sitting alone at the table, head in his hands. His friends left him behind. Yep, now we just need the wood chipper. What was that about? Oh, that? I used to get it all the time. I collect itty-bitty kitty figurines. You know, that kids show with the 5 kittens who live in Kitten Town. Oh my god, I wonder what this could be based off of. They were originally supposed to have magic powers, but whatever. I collect their figurines. They're so cute. I've almost got them all. I'm only missing Princess Pumpernickel. She's the rarest. But why was that guy making fun of you? Doesn't it bother you? I was afraid of bringing up bad feelings, but Gerard just shook his head. It looks kind of weird, right? A teenage boy collecting toys meant for little girls. I mean, I collect the glitter variants of the Final MLP figurines, and I don't give a shit. So, I mean, high fives all around, buddy.
Uh-huh.
But I like them, so I don't let it bother me. Sorry I didn't bring enough cookies the first time, Hana. I forgot that you were joining us again, but I'm glad you're here. I bit my lip. See, Hana? He was being nice the whole time, and here you were jumping to conclusions. Yeah, that's another thing that visual novels always do. It's like somebody says something and it always gets misinterpreted. Here I go, complaining about visual novels. That's me. That's what I do when I play visual novels. That makes so much sense. Hey, your cookie will get cold if you don't eat it. I unwrapped the cookie. Wait. How did you look down at it when it was wrapped or something? I don't get you. Do you have x-ray vision? To explain so much. I unwrapped the cookie. Scents of chocolate and cinnamon hit me. Oh my god, who put cinnamon in a chocolate chip cookie? To be fair, I've only tried it once, but ugh. I broke off a piece and popped it into my mouth. Gerard whispered something into Nick's ear, who started laughing so hard milk came out of his nose. Was he really okay with people making fun of him? I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. At my old school, people made fun of me every day. It was hell. There was no way he could just brush it off like that. Not when I tried so hard to do the same. But as I finished the cookie and started on my ramen, and Gerard continued to laugh with the rest of Normal Boots, I wondered whether it was as impossible as I always thought. See, Gerard don't give a shit. Hana, could you pass me some pepper? I got it. Here, Jared. Thanks. What's your name again? It's Mai.
Nice.
Thanks, Mai.
Hana.
Well, Hana, ready to head back? Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, that was awkward. Did Mai look sad? Or did I imagine it? We threw our trays on the racks and headed out of the cafeteria. As we waved to Normal Boots and Gerard cheerily waved back, a sudden pang hit my stomach. Was it guilt? Why would you be guilty? What did you do? You didn't do anything. Calm down, girl. After class ended that day, Mai said she had volleyball practice and sped off. Thankfully, this time I knew where I was going, so I headed straight back and collapsed on my bed. It was nice to have some time to myself. After everything that happened, I felt like I was going crazy. I could use some relaxation. I didn't have a computer or a TV, and the book Satch gave me was really good, but sometimes got a bit hard to read. Instead, I took out my phone and started flipping through the App Store. Nothing really looked good. Wait, what was this? I sat up. Dumbidoom's Revenge. Face off against 3 other players as you catch monsters, raise them, and use their unique skills to aid you on your puzzle-solving quest. Only you can save Metaworld from its ignorant king and utter destruction. Now with a single-player campaign. Raise crops to feed your monsters. If you're lucky, they'll transform into cute girls. I want this Pokemon game. Give it to me. What the hell? Exactly. It looks so stupid, but it couldn't hurt to give it a try. I downloaded and started up the game. Ooh, this is some good music. Welcome to Dumbidoom's Revenge. I skipped the intro sequence. Oh, no, you don't do that. You don't skip the intro sequence to a game the first time you're playing it. You need to know what the hell's going on. You don't do that. You are a terrible person. Quickly hit single player. Loading. The load times were terrible. Suddenly, a cartoonish hilly valley met my eyes, panning over to a white castle nestled next to a cliff. A lazy king lay asleep on a throne when a squat silver soldier ran into the room. King Dumbidoom, quickly, we're under attack! Oh, just send the first battalion off, please. I'm rather tired. The knight left and the screen faded to a world map showing a horde of black blobs on the right side of the screen. Oops, things are falling over. No, stop falling over things. A small group of knights ran up against the blobs and were instantly devoured. One of the black blobs spit out a helmet with a skull inside. What the hell is this game? Things continued in this way, with the king setting off his battalions haphazardly until no one was left. Then the king awoke in his chair and turned to the screen. You! Me? Only you could save my kingdom, please! I don't think I can save your kingdom. You're the one menacing it. How dare you! What the hell? Could this thing hear me? Oh my god, creepypasta. You are no longer my advisor. Go back to your home village and let me deal with this myself. A tiny sprite with brown hair flew across the world map, bouncing into a bunch of red houses. I guess my only choice is to raise an army of monsters myself. Oh no, this is the advisor. I guess my only choice is to raise an army of monsters myself, overthrow the king, and then raise an army to fight the incoming bloopity blows. How the hell did you come to that conclusion? Finally, I was allowed to play the actual game. A dozen multicolored blocks appeared on the screen. The monsters I was initially given could only hit their corresponding colors and couldn't activate any traps. Supposedly, more monsters could eventually learn how to set traps, and you could do certain combos to hinder the opposing team. If you had an attractive girl on your team, she could use an ability to double the rate of your opponent's blocks or half their clock time. But that had a drawback for you too, it could be used as an asset by the opponent. Not to mention that certain color combinations between girls and monsters activated unique secret abilities, and you could also evolve your monsters and feed them things. How the heck am I supposed to remember all of this? It's not that hard, girl! I failed the first few times, but quickly got the hang of it. It was just about being adaptable and maintaining a flexible strategy after all. My eyes started to hurt and I looked at the time. 8 o'clock? It had been 4 hours? I had reading to do. I grabbed my textbook, flicked my radio on, and began to read. There have been many tales of times when the moon has fallen on other planets, the most popular of these being the myth of Termina. However, these myths have never proven to be more than a hallucination. My eyes blurred over my astronomy textbook and I yawned. The Schubert piece floating from my radio made me want to go to sleep, and I toyed with the idea of going to class without finishing my reading. Who cared how many times the moon was supposed to fall, especially when time travel was involved? Majora's Mask references. Hana! Mai burst in through the door, flung herself across the room, and grabbed my radio. Hey, where have you been? What are you doing? Give me a second, we're missing it. There we go. When did you get here? But I swear, that dog was a living worst. That's why you need a bird like my lovely Jacques. Watch your tongue. What is this? Shh.
Hey.
So, the time has come to make an official announcement. This year, just like every other year, the Normal Boots Club will be participating in the video game tournament.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yay! As PBG applauded as though he were a crowd of 30 people, I shot a puzzled glance at Mai. I hope you guys will support us again this year, and best of luck to our competitors. You guys are going down! And now for some music. Mai turned down the radio inside. Okay, what did you want? What was that? PB&J! It's PBG and John's radio show. PB&J, goddamn. They have a radio show? What do they do on it? Oh, you know, they talk and stuff and play music sometimes. Everyone at school listens to it. I'm so glad you brought your radio. I forgot mine at home. And a video game tournament? Yeah, didn't you hear them talking about it the other day? No. Come to think of it, I hadn't paid much attention to their conversations. I was too busy worrying about myself. Why is there a video game tournament at this school? Why is this school apparently all about the video games? The cool kids are the ones who play video games. They have video game tournaments. Like, the textbooks talk about video games. Yeah, whatever. Every year they have a game tournament down at Higginbottom Mall. Lots of people come to compete, but everyone knows the real fight is between the Normal Boots Club and the Hidden Block Club. I guess it's at a different place, but still. Is that what they do? Video game tournaments? Yeah, that's why nobody's ever joined them since their inception. Well, I guess partly they're a group of friends who just happen to make a club together, but also unless you're really talented, you just drag them down. Ouch. Not all of them are so harsh, but some of them, well... Mai glanced away, but I felt like I knew who she was talking about. That's too bad. The conversation I had before with Jimmy and Caddy came to my mind. Had they really thought I was joining the Normal Boots Club? There was no way. I hadn't played a video game since I was a kid. My father gave me a 4DS when I left home, but... The night before I left home for Asagao, my dad came to visit me in my room. I had packed the few things I owned into a briefcase in a single cardboard box set to be shipped with the train. I sat and stared at the box, somewhat bitter. I barely even needed it. I didn't own much. Hana? Yeah, Dad? My father stood in front of me, a weary smile on his face. Even though he tried to hide it, I could see by the deep wrinkles around his eyes and forehead that he was tired, sad. The past few years had taken their toll on him, and I hadn't eased things. You'll be leaving tomorrow. Yeah. A heavy silence hung between us, filling my childhood bedroom like styrofoam. Are you excited? Yeah, I am. He nodded and glanced around my room, at the pale blue walls, the broken clock above my old desk, the scuff marks around the doorframe from where I ran into it as a kid. I lived in this house almost my whole life, ever since moving after kindergarten. It was everything I knew, but now it was too much for me. The decision to transfer to Asagao didn't come lightly. First, it was a prestigious institution with a highly prized reputation. Only the best of the best, touting either great grades, impressive talent, or lots of money could get in. I was none of those things, but I made it in regardless. Part of me suspected I was a charity case. I received a small scholarship, and it would no doubt look good for the academy to have fostered a poverty-stricken child in its walls. And despite the fact that my father couldn't afford it even with the scholarship, he guaranteed he'd support me if I went. I looked again at the wrinkles in his face, at his sagging shoulders. He pressed his hands against his body to hide the way they shook. All for me. He'd be all alone. I'm glad you're going. I think this will be good for you. Yeah. I wished I could say something else, but nothing came. Well, honey, just in case you get homesick, I brought a present for you. Present? From his pocket, my dad produced a shining pink Nintendo 4DS and placed it into my hands. For you. But... why? How? Dad, this costs so much. You're already killing yourself to let me go. Why would you... Tears spilled from my eyes as my dad smiled. Nothing is too good for you, my dear Hana. His voice was trembling. You're my pride and joy. You deserve so much better than you've gotten from me. Dad... Go to Asagao. Have fun. Make a lot of friends. And when you get homesick, you play with that. I'll make do. I stood up and hugged him, burying my face in his scratchy sweater and oatmeal smell. I'll miss you. I'll miss you, my little Hana. But the thing is, he forgot to give me a cartridge to play with. Now I glanced at the machine, hidden behind my desk lamp. Mai watched me carefully.
Well,
you never know what could happen. What? What do you mean? Mai giggled. Nothing at all. But I just got back, so I've got work to do. Work, right? PBG and I still had that project due, and we hadn't met to discuss it at all. He said he had it under control, but I should probably make a backup plan, just in case. It wasn't that I didn't trust him, it was just that... Okay, I didn't trust him. Sighing, I worked a kink out of my shoulder. It looked like it would be a long night. Ugh, what was that noise? Stop it, please. I'm coming. Who on earth would do this so early? So early in the morning, in fact, that it wasn't even light out. I quietly padded over to the door. Mai shifted in her bed.
what?
What? What am I looking at? What is this? What is going on? And why do I feel like I'm not going to get context? It's about time. Who? Okay, how do I sound like a guy trying to sound like a girl? Because I can sort of sound like a girl, but how do I sound like a guy trying to sound like a girl? Oh, honey. She? How did you not tell? He has a beard. Pushed past me and swept into the room, flipping on the light switch. Paul and Nick followed after him. Hana, I feel just terrible for ruining your uniform. Sincerely, we owe you an apology and a clean uniform. I'm not so good at that kind of thing, so I brought a friend to help me. Josh pulled open my drawer and tossed out clothes left and right. Oh my god, stop! That's my underwear! What's wrong with you? I ran to him and grabbed his arm, trying to pull him away. Yeah, now you know it's a he. These panties are so cute, they're perfect for you. Get away from there! Where's your uniform? I ducked below Josh and pulled open a drawer, pulling out the sticky fabric. Here, take it! I threw it at Josh's face, but he caught it with ease. This is no problem. I promise I'll have this cleaned in no time. Girls? He snapped. Follow me! Paul, Nick, and... I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Paul, Nick, and Josh swept from my room, but they didn't head towards the hall exit. Instead, they turned left, heading deeper into the dormitory. I didn't have a good feeling about this. I stepped into my slippers and ran into the hallway, just in time to see the door to the girls' bathroom close. Oh no. Ah! What are you doing in here? I sprinted to the bathroom door, but before I could get there, Paul and Nick slammed into the wall across from the door. Men like you are the worst!
Whoa!
Whoa! No, this was all a misunderstanding, please! I'm sure it was. No, Mimi, it really was. Wait a second, where's the other, person who was with them? She's doing something with the uniform in the sink. How do you fall for this? Mimi tossed her head with a sniff and headed back into the bathroom. You're really falling for this. She actually thinks Josh is a girl? She wouldn't be the first. Josh himself believes he's a girl. That wig is magical. Well, stay out of the girls' bathroom. It's not exactly gonna help your platform if word gets around that you're a pervert. A shadow fell over Paul's face. I sighed. Don't worry, I'll talk to Mimi. Go back to the boys' dorm.
All right.
Thank you so much, Hana. Yeah. I watched them scamper away, then headed into the bathroom. Hey, Joshualina? You and I should probably get going. I rounded the corner and found him doing Mimi's hair. God damn it, how do you fall for this, lady? Girl, what are you doing? In a second, Hana. I've just got to finish this. Hana, have you met Joshualina? She's so good with hair. And look, she even got the stain out of this shirt. Mimi held up my uniform.
Really?
Really? Thank goodness. Thank you so much. It's no problem, honey. I guess I'll let you finish. Mimi, you won't tell anyone about Paul and Nick coming into the bathroom, will you? Oh, that face. It makes me want to punch you so hard. Why wouldn't I? Well, As class representatives, they were just trying to help Joshualina get her bearings, and they were showing her where the bathroom was. I should have been the one to show her, but I was asleep and they didn't want to wake me up. Oh, well, I guess it's fine then. Thank you. I stood staring at them, unsure of what to do next. Do you mind? I need to concentrate to finish this. Oh, I'm sorry. I went back to my room. Life at Asagao never got easier, did it? I'm gonna end the episode here because, god damn it, what was this? What is happening here? What is this game? What is this life? Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? I've been Max. What the fuck, Josh?